Hello, family. We're coming back to you from Harmony Village 100, and due to overwhelming requests, we felt that it was necessary for us to reduce our minimum investment to join Harmony Village 100 so many more of you can take advantage of the opportunities that we're providing. So stay tuned for the details. So, first thing we want to do is just remind everybody, which I'm sure you guys probably already know what we do here at Harmony Village, is we partner with different smallholder farmers as well as large established agribusinesses in East Africa. And then we bring this opportunity back to our brothers and sisters here in the U.S. and worldwide to then partner with us. So we're a trusted alternative to investing in Africa because we know so many of you guys want to, but just don't know how to. So Harmony Village 100 offers you that. So that's what we are all about here at Harmony Village 100. So we're back again here. We're going to have another conversation, just touching on a few points and what actually is bringing us back to the table is lowering our initial investment to get involved, but we'll touch on that momentarily. So speaking of wanting to get involved, so we've basically just been inundated with calls and emails, inquiries through chat on our website, instant messenger, from people telling us, okay, we want to get involved, guys, we really do, but we just don't have the means. We just don't have the resources to get involved because your minimum of $5,500 is just out of our reach, you know. So we're going to stand by, but we want to get involved. So it just wasn't sitting well with David and I, with with hundreds of people contacting us wanting to get involved, and we're just, I'm not going to say turning a blind eye, but our program wasn't set up for that. Sure. So that's why we're here today to talk about what we plan to do to remedy that so that many more people from our community can take advantage of what we have to offer. You have anything to say on that?
Yeah, and like you say, to piggyback off you a little bit, the real reason why we rolled this program out initially was to our friends and family. And we had a lot of our friends and family that just said, man, we want to invest with you guys, but that $5,500 is really out of our reach. So really, you know, as much as we love our friends and family, everybody know how we are with friends and family. So we just felt that we had to just bring it down some.
And when we say friends and family, not exclusive immediate friends and family, but extended friends and family. Anybody who's watching this can be considered a friend or a family, you know. So from the outset of this whole project, we wanted to make a difference in our community. We wanted to allow everybody to ride this wave that we're riding right now, to take advantage of all of these different investment opportunities that lie in Africa. And as of lately, since I said we've been flooded with all these different calls and inquiries, we feel like we are not making the impact in which we originally set out to make. So this is a driver in why we're doing what we're doing now as far as changing the minimum investments. Okay?
Yeah, but to piggyback off you again, Chris is not about us. It's literally about our friends and family. We really want to see everybody do well because as far as me and Chris, we good. And we just want to see our friends and family succeed, you know?
So as for the new minimum, and this new minimum is actually, I don't even think it's low enough, but we are reducing it to 1,000 USD to come aboard. And like I just stated, I don't even think that that's low enough because there's so many of us who are living paycheck to paycheck and hand to mouth, as far as living. And $1,000 is still a far-fetched reality for most, but we have to kind of stop it there to avoid becoming overwhelmed ourselves. So I think if people really want to come aboard and they may only have $200, $300, $400, I'm just going to have to urge those people to dig deep, do whatever it takes. Forget about the Jordans or the Louis Vuitton or the Gucci for now. Dig deep. We have to do what it takes to come aboard. We're making the opportunity for you guys, so you just have to take advantage of it. Take the bull by the reins and run with it.
And keep in mind, family, this opportunity is only available for a minimum of time, for a minimum limited time. I'm sorry, because ultimately, me and Chris, for me and Chris, our minimum investment is
it's $35,000.
It's $35,000. So if we come short of that $35,000, then me and Chris would have to take the tail end of that, whatever the short change is.
And the 35 is just an average. So some companies require 20, some require 50, some require 40. So just an average is about 35,000 USD minimum investment. So this is the reason we initially started with the 5,500, because we knew it would give us a bulk of funds up front to invest, and we would have to not make up such a huge portion of that minimum investment required in the EAC, the Eastern African Community. I'm sorry. So we're sticking our neck out there now. So let's just say, for example, if we said, okay, the minimum investment now is $1,000, and we get an additional 15 people come aboard tomorrow with that minimum investment of $1,000, then that's 15,000 USD. So David and I would then have to come out of 20,000 of our own money on average to get those dollars that we have received from people working, because that's our goal, to get those dollars working in the market immediately to start getting you guys those high yield returns that we promise and that all we talk about. So we're kind of sticking our neck out there, but it's negligible for us because we're willing to do that. Sure. There's nothing going to come from this but blessings upon blessings. So that's our goal here, to get you guys involved, and we can all begin to see this this narrative change in regards to income inequality and that wealth gap. We need that wealth gap to close altogether.
Absolutely. Family, what we have to understand is us, not just as black people, just people in particular, we do a lot of talking. We do a lot of procrastinating. And procrastination is the killer of a lot of things. A lot of things. It'll kill your dreams. It'll kill your dream, your hopes and dreams, everything. So,
yeah, it stagnates your family. You know, like when you procrastinate, just in general, procrastination is the what is the saying that Jim Rohn always says? Procrastination is the I can't think of it right now. So many people are stagnant in life. And when I say stagnant, I'm talking about
comfortable. We got comfortable.
There you go. Go ahead, elaborate, Dave.
Well, you get comfortable. You get comfortable with your everyday routine. Your bills are paid. Your children are happy. You can put clothes on your back. So you're comfortable. But also in the back of all of our minds, we already know that that's not enough. We already know that we can do a lot better than what we've been doing. We just don't know how, and I believe right now Harmony Village 100 is the means of
to the way to get people out of this stagnant reality, because some people work at the plant, some people work in healthcare.
We used to.
Yeah. Some people work in retail, and all of that's fine and dandy, but that is not the end all be all. You know, we would like it to be where, okay, you are making this much funds in retail or at the plant, and you have a trailing second, what am I looking for? A trailing second income stream, because what this is that we're providing is an income stream because the yield is so high. It's an unconventional high yield. So at the point where we're talking about 30, 40, 50% return, that becomes an income stream.
Sure,
so
sure.
if you are at your job, whether it be retail or wherever you are, and you're moving like this, we would want to see a trailing income stream that's moving with your income at that point. So that is our whole thing, because as long as you got multiple sources of income, you can have a better quality of life. You don't have to live from check to check. You don't want to. You don't have to be looking out your blinds to see if someone's taking your car or whatever. And I know that's a little extreme, but we know. You know, I used to live paycheck to paycheck.
We all did.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Getting a car repossessed, or having to do a forbearance agreement on your mortgage, or having bill collectors calling you for credit cards and calling the job. Man, everybody's been there. Nobody's above that, you know. But we're just trying to offer the opportunity to get out of that.
And also, family, a lot of us, for a multiple stream of income, what we all don't know, it can be just not taking on a new bill, such as not buying that new car that you plan on buying just because you done paid off that car. You done only had the car 5 years. It got about another 5-10 years left in the car.
Yeah, it's done.
Drive that car. Don't go get another car note. So that $400, $500, $600, whatever you paying for your car note, that's another stream of income right there in your pocket because you don't have a car note. So we need to start.
It's no longer going out. So if you're no longer paying $400 or $500 a month, you can ultimately say you're making $400 or $500 a month.
And turn around and invest that.
So it's not a literal income stream, but you guys get the point. What he's making. You can look at that as an income stream. Sure. We as African Americans have reckless spending habits. You know, I mean, we spend money on shoes, clothes, cars, all of these type of things. Now, if you can afford it, okay, I'm not talking to you. But if you can't afford it, this stuff means nothing. Because if you go out tonight and you have 10 people with you and you dress to the nines. I'm talking about you got on the alligator, you got on the Gucci, the Louis, the Prada, and I'm talking about you feeling good. And then tomorrow you ask, out of those 10 people that you was hanging with, you asked all 10 of them, what did you have on last night? They're going to say, I don't know what the hell he had on last night. You know, I know he was fresh, or you know what I'm saying?
And on top of that, they not waking up to their own alarm clock.
Yeah.
They waking up to their employer's alarm clock.
Yeah. So the point that I'm trying to make is we do all this reckless spending, but nobody cares. Nobody cares but you. You know, yeah, you feel good and all of that, you know, but nobody cares. All this stuff that you're spending, say a $1,500 pair of Cartier glasses. You could take that $1,500, invest it, and return yourself in 6 months, say $2,000.
Sure.
But guess what? If you have those glasses on your face, they aren't going to return you anything in 6 months. They're going to actually, they're not producing.
Well, we're producing. Harmony Village 100, we're producing.
Exactly.
Agriculture produces every season.
Yeah.
Africa is the only continent that can sustain itself. Africa is the only continent that has 3-4 growth seasons, depending on sometimes 5 growth seasons, depending on the crop you're growing. Yeah. So bottom line, what Chris is trying to say is, you need to be investing in something that produces.
Yeah. And that's where we come in. We have that opportunity because my whole life growing up, I have always had to get it on my own. I have always had to research the stock market, research cryptocurrency, or just figure out this 401k thing, which is a crock. You know, anytime I've had businesses, David and I, we've had bars, we've had janitorial services.
Cleaners.
We had
Landscaping.
dry cleaners, landscape companies. We had to always go out and get it. And those returns from the dry cleaners were minimal. I mean, those returns from the dry cleaners were probably under 5% a year. That's why we ultimately got out of the dry cleaners business, because the returns weren't there.
The best return we had was probably selling candy.
Yeah, selling candy as kids. You know, standing out in front of Kroger's or
that was like
Builders Square.
Profits.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is we had to find all of our opportunities. Right now, Harmony Village 100 is giving you the opportunity. We're just sitting it out there on the plate. All you have to do is take advantage of it. And that was our goal, because we know that everybody does not have the capability to go out there and make it for themselves. I mean, that sounds kind of harsh, but that's just the reality. Everybody is not a driver. Everybody is not an entrepreneur or a business owner. So we have something in place here that is giving you guys the opportunity to make returns as if you were a business owner or an entrepreneur. And nothing like that exists on the planet, period. Harmony Village 100. So on to our next topic. Like you said, you touched on it a few moments ago about waking up to somebody else's alarm clock. So that's another thing we want to change. And we're not talking down again on anybody, because we woke up to other people's alarm clock for years. You
must have a job. You must start working for somebody else. That's how it starts for everyone, unless you're born rich.
Yes, but we want to change that. You know, we want to make it to the point where your investments tell you, okay, look, I'm making this much over here and I'm making this much over here. Okay, it's time for me to let this alarm clock thing go and really get into this side of the quadrant, which is the investment side, or even the business owner side. And we'll touch on that momentarily too. We've touched on it in the past, but we're going to touch on that as well. So we want to give you guys the opportunity to ditch the other man's alarm clock and set your own alarm clock. Whether you want to wake up at 6 a.m. or you want to wake up at 10 a.m., it has little impact on your life, which of those times you prefer getting up. And like we talked about in the past as well, people think that investors or business owners are slackers and don't have to do much, but it's exactly the opposite. So if you're waking up to someone else's alarm clock at 8 a.m., once you begin to work for yourself or become an investor, guess what? You'll be waking up at 6 a.m., you know, not out of necessity, but out of drive. You know, you're working for yourself, you're doing for yourself, you're taking care and covering your family. So you're not going to be able to wait to wake up in the morning, because you're going to be so excited about what you're doing.
It's not going to seem like hard work. It's going to be natural to you. It's going to be natural to you, because your money is going to be working hard for you instead of you working hard for your money.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
So right now, we're changing our minimum from $5,500 to $1,000. So even though we aren't going to be able to reach everybody, we're okay with that, and we're not okay with that, because who knows what the future may bring. We may get down to $20 or $30 investment, but right now we're doing what we can do, which is a $1,000 minimum. And like Dave said, we don't know how long this thing will be around. I'm sure it won't be around long, because the number of messages that we have in our inbox, the number of messages that we have sitting in our direct mail and our instant messenger, the number of voicemails we have sent is hundreds. I would like to say thousands.
We're listening to you guys. We're listening, and we're really taking this all in, and we understand where you're coming from, because everybody honestly just don't have 5,500. You know, it was a long time that me and Kristen had 5,500, so we totally understand.
Right. So that's the goal, to enable everybody to get involved, and that's what we're shooting for, and that's what we're making happen now. So if you're watching this, you'll be able to go back to our website. You'll see that now the terms are only 1,000, but to kind of talk to that, the terms are a little less. So obviously, if someone is coming to the table with 1,000 and then the next person that's coming to the table with 5,000, the advantages are slightly different. So you'll be able to see that on the website, and it'll be a whole spread for you there. But just keep your mind right, stay focused. Like Dave and I was talking about, the news media is designed to keep you off your square. It's designed to put the negative right out in front, showing you the negative in the community and stuff like that. Turn it off. Don't even listen to that nonsense. For every one murder you see in our community, you see 2 to 3 murders in other communities, but it's just not shown. For every carjacking you see in our community, it's 2 to 3 carjackings shown happening in other communities. So
not shown because we don't own the cameras, they own the cameras.
Yeah.
So they'll never turn the cameras on themselves.
Yeah.
They'll turn the cameras on us.
So it's intentionally done as a distraction.
Sure.
So don't let that distract you. If you stay focused and you know that, like Dave said, it's their cameras, are you going to show, if you own the camera, are you going to show your dirty laundry, or are you going to talk about my dirty laundry? You're going to talk about my dirty laundry. You're not going to show yours. So if you keep in the back of your mind that for every bad deed you see there done in our community, it's 3 times the amount of bad deeds done in other communities, then you can stay with a firm grasp on what's really going on. And all the ads that you see, all the banter out in the streets about the latest apparel and the Yeezys and whatever's going on, forget about all that. All of that means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Means nothing. It's a distraction, and it's keeping us exactly where we are right now.
Keeping us exactly where they want us to be.
Yeah.
And that's running in circles, doing the same thing year after year. Mm-hmm. Celebrating the same holidays year after year.
Yeah. So yeah, if we can remain focused and just know that there's a better way, then we can get out from under this thing. But until then, as long as we want to keep up with the Joneses, then we're going to be doomed. So we're offering you guys that alternative here at Harmony Village 100. And let's while we're going here, Dave, let's go right down our list. We've been talking about vacation destinations. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, man. Vacation destinations. I think that we need to start spending a little more of our vacation money in the brown areas, such as we already go to the Caribbeans a lot, such as well, everywhere in the Caribbean is pretty much
Barbados and Puerto Rico and stuff like that.
Right. But I think we need to start spending a little bit more of our tourist dollars on that African continent,
Yeah.
And Africa has a lot to offer, lot to offer. Like I say, it's the only continent that can sustain itself, and then everybody knows that we've been lied to about that continent.
Yeah,
and they have beautiful places.
Yeah, and not only are we Harmony Village 100, obviously we're in the financial services industry, but we're also in the business of uplifting Africa as a continent.
Sure.
Yeah, we're doing business to start in the EAC, but the reason we talk about these vacation destinations is because we want you to actually see that we're not being told the truth about the continent. When you go to the continent, it's nothing like you may think. It's no animals running around. It's no huts. And I'm not going to say it's not any huts or any tribes, because obviously it is. But this is not what you see when you're there in your day-to-day travels. Right. Yeah, if you go to remote villages, you may see huts and different tribesmen and stuff like that. But in a nutshell, nothing like that. Just like if you're in Detroit City, you go downtown Detroit, you go downtown Dar es Salaam, you go downtown Kigali, wherever you may go. Nairobi. Yeah, wherever you may go, Nairobi, Cairo, you don't see the things that's shown on television. Like we just had a gathering here at my house. I think it was last week. And one of my aunties, she made a statement, which she didn't know, and it wasn't a bad statement, but she said, "Oh, when you guys go to Africa, I bet you can't find anything to eat after like 10 p.m. or something like that. And she was making reference to an old Eddie Murphy comedy show, or not Eddie Murphy, I'm sorry, Richard Pryor. He was saying back in the 70s, oh, you go over to Africa, everything closed down at 10 o'clock, you can't find nothing, And she asked me, and she was like serious, like, can you find anything to eat after 10 o'clock? I'm like, what? Of course.
Yeah, we go out at 10 o'clock all the time.
Yeah, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3, 4 in the morning. I mean, it's no different than here. I mean, I won't say it's no different, because obviously there's some cultural differences, but the skyscrapers, the buildings, the traffic jams, the people, right. the bustling coffee bars, it's all the same, Right, so right. That's why David was urging people to take vacations on the continent, so we can bust this myth that's being perpetuated about the continent just being way back in time and that sort. So I agree. Yeah, the airline tickets, there are more. When you go to Africa, you have to basically stop either through Amsterdam or through the Middle East, or not really the Middle East. We'll say Doha, Qatar.
Doha, Dubai, Netherlands.
Yeah. So the tickets are a lot more than it would be to travel to just say Europe by itself. But all of that's by design as well. We don't want African Americans here in America to get back to the motherland for very cheap, because if we could get tickets just as we could to go to Miami, we all know everybody goes to Miami. Miami. Right. Miami tickets is $100. Everybody has seen Miami. Could you imagine if it cost you $250 to go to Nairobi, or $250 to go to South Sudan?
Bro, I don't think we'd go. I think we so brainwashed we still wouldn't go.
Really?
We still wouldn't go because we've been so brainwashed. There's been so much propaganda fed to us about that place, man. Yeah. Until you get over there, you see the total opposite. Yeah, they're lacking in a few places, but it's nothing like how they portray to us on the television.
Nothing like it. Like I was looking at a commercial. Matter of fact, it was today. It was a commercial on social media to the point where it showed a black guy. I forget which country it was in, but his legs actually went backward. At the knee, they went backward and slanted back forward down to his foot, and said, we got to help so many of these people out like this over here, and they made it seem like this country was made up of all these type of people with all these deformed legs. Man, that is 1 in 50,000 cases. They picked this one guy and exploited that image so bad to the point that if you were a minor or a 12 or 13-year-old kid, you would see something like that and you would all instantly be programmed like,
that'll let you know.
Yeah. Oh man, they are messed up in Africa.
That'll let you know the savages are the ones that own the cameras.
Yeah.
The savages are the ones that own those cameras.
Yeah. So not only are we in the financial services, obviously, but we are here to help the continent as a whole. And in doing so, yes, we are making money. You guys are making money. But not only are we making money, the continent is making money. The farmers are making money. The companies that we invest in are growing their businesses. So ultimately, they'll be able to come up to the mainstream and have all the benefits of the green revolution that we have. The tractors, the technology, the fertilizers, and everything. So, like I said, I don't want to keep talking in circles, but yes, we're in the financial industry, but it is our goal to help Africa simultaneously while we're helping ourselves.
And helping you guys.
Absolutely. So, back to our original point, we have lowered the minimum investment to $1,000. So all of you can take advantage now. And we urge you to stop procrastinating. We urge you to
stop buying those Louis and Gucci's and Jordans and
the reckless spending. And think about yourselves. Think about the future. This world isn't going to end next week. You know, if you're 50 right now, you're probably going to be around here till you're 80, 90. You know, put some of that money away. Get some money working for you. Buy yourself a second stream of income. If you're 20, you're in the prime. You're the one that we're talking to. Get $1,000 together and come aboard. It'll be the best decision you ever made. So just like we said moments ago, you could either invest now and celebrate later, or procrastinate now and regret later. So we urge you guys to come aboard.